Hello, I'm Barrett Boone, and welcome to another episode of Small Stocks, Big Money. For those of you new to the show, RedChip is an investor relations, media, and research firm focused on emerging growth companies. Our unique platform combines global multimedia with traditional investor relations, reaching investors around the world. Now, today's show features interviews with the CEOs of two public companies. First up is an interview with the CEO of Soligenix, stock symbol SNGX on the NASDAQ. Soligenix, a late-stage biopharmaceutical company, showcases a strong portfolio with several products in advanced clinical stages, targeting a total of $2 billion in annual global sales. Notable among these is Hybrid, a photodynamic therapy for cutaneous T-cell lymphoma, a rare chronic cancer, which has already demonstrated positive results in a phase 3 study published in JAMA Dermatology. The company is gearing up for a follow-up confirmatory phase 3 study with Hybrid's market potential estimated at $250 million. Additional promising assets include SGX 302, aimed at treating psoriasis, currently in phase 2A trials with market potential exceeding $1 billion. And SGX 203 for pediatric Crohn's disease, pending further funding for phase 3 trials. We'll learn more when we speak with the CEO, Dr. Chris Shaber, later in the show. Up next is an interview with the CEO of Sharps Technology, stock symbol STSS on the NASDAQ. Sharps Technology is an innovative medical device and pharmaceutical packaging company offering patented, best-in-class smart safety syringe products to the healthcare industry. The company's product lines focus on providing ultra-low waste capabilities that incorporate syringe technologies that use both passive and active safety features. Sharps also offers products that are designed with a specialized copolymer technology to support the pre-fillable syringe market segment. The company has a manufacturing facility in Hungary and is partnered with Nephron Pharmaceuticals to expand its manufacturing capacity in the United States. A transformative asset acquisition of Nephron's Inject Easy facility in South Carolina, once completed, combined with a global sales and distribution agreement with Rockandeli Operations, places Sharps Technology on a clear path for rapid growth. We'll learn more when we speak with the CEO later in the show. Now, before we get to the first interview, our quote of the week. It comes from the book, Small Stocks, Big Money. If you want to invest in the microcap space, buy companies, not stocks. If you buy stocks, the daily fluctuations and lack of liquidity will drive you crazy. Now, this is a quote that comes from Byron Roth of Roth Capital, and it's featured in Chapter 7 of Small Stocks, Big Money, a book of exclusive interviews with some of the biggest players in the microcap space. Get a digital copy on Amazon today for just $18. Now, let's get started with our first interview with Soligenix.
Hello, today we have Chris Shaber, CEO of Soligenix, trading on the NASDAQ under the ticker SNGX. Chris, welcome back.
Thanks for having me, Craig. Pleasure.
Now, for those viewers who might be learning about Soligenix for the first time, Chris, could you start with a brief overview of the company's focus within the biopharma landscape?
Of course. Soligenix is a late-stage, publicly traded, NASDAQ-listed company that is focused on developing and commercializing therapies in the rare diseases and areas of unmet medical need. We've structured the business into two segments, a specialized biotherapeutic segment focused on oncology and inflammation, and a separate public health solutions business segment that has been funded entirely by the U.S. government to date, in excess of $60 million of non-dilutive government funding, that is focused predominantly on heat-stable vaccines for potentially lethal emerging infectious diseases like Ebola, Marburg, and bioterrorist threats such as ricin toxin exposure.
Chris, Soligenix has a very diverse pipeline, including treatments for psoriasis and Behçet's disease. How do these fit into your overall strategy, and what potential impact do they hold for the company's long-term growth?
As I noted, our focus is developing, commercializing in rare diseases, often referred to as orphan diseases, and in areas of unmet medical need, which Behçet's is a rare disease affecting about 18,000 people in the U.S. And while psoriasis is not so rare, affecting over 7 million people in the U.S., it is still considered an underserved market that requires safer and more effective therapies. In addition to our lead program, Hybrid and cutaneous T-cell lymphoma, these programs expand that rare disease pipeline, providing multiple shots on goal, so to speak, for long-term growth and success, as well as the potential for multiple key milestones and news flow in both the near term and longer term for value creation.
Now, your lead program, Hybrid, has shown promising results in treating cutaneous T-cell lymphoma. Tell us more about this therapy and what makes it unique.
Hybrid, also known as synthetic hypericin, is a novel photodynamic therapy that utilizes safe, visible light for the treatment of cutaneous T-cell lymphoma, or CTCL, which is a rare and chronic skin cancer. Hybrid is applied topically to the cancerous lesions on the skin, then activated with safe, visible fluorescent or LED light, like you probably have above you in your home or office, to shrink those lesions. The company has already successfully completed a positive phase 3 study with Hybrid, and we are now in the process of beginning a second confirmatory study in about 80 patients to essentially replicate the findings from the first phase 3 study. We anticipate starting this double-blind placebo-controlled study before the end of the year. As you can imagine, we're pretty excited to get this trial going, as Hybrid has the potential to be the first frontline therapy and treatment option in patients with early stage disease that greatly need safer and more effective therapies. Both our key opinion leaders treating CTCL every day and the patient advocacy groups like the Cutaneous Lymphoma Foundation, as well as the team here at Soligenix, believe Hybrid will have a significant impact for patients worldwide suffering from this chronic and incurable cancer.
Your public health solutions segment includes some fascinating vaccine projects like those for Ebola and COVID-19. How do these initiatives benefit from those government grants and partnerships, Chris? And what milestones can investors look forward to?
The vaccine candidates currently in our public health solutions business segment being developed for Ebola, Marburg, COVID-19, and rice and toxin exposure are all heat stable, meaning they do not require refrigeration or freezing. Essentially, no cold chain is required for worldwide distribution, which is especially important for getting to the developing countries. In addition, our results to date have shown these vaccine candidates to be highly effective, having demonstrated 100% protection in non-human primate exposure models. With this technology, we've been fortunate to have received a significant amount of non-dilutive government funding, about $60 million, as I previously noted, to advance these technologies without having to spend any of the money we've raised through financings. This funding has allowed us the opportunity to build out a more robust pipeline than you would typically see for a company our size and market cap, and we're hopeful that the US and other government agencies will continue to fund these important and life-saving programs. Just so you know, these programs are also considered orphan diseases. And we recently were awarded FDA orphan drug designation for Ebola and Marburg. So again, this business segment very much in line with Soligenix focus in rare diseases and areas of unmet medical need. So to answer the second part of your question about milestones, in the coming months, we anticipate more news flow on these important programs, including additional preclinical data coming out in the form of publications. So stay tuned.
Chris, management is key to the success of smaller cap companies. What can you tell us about some of the key players on your team?
Absolutely correct. Good management is important to the success of any business. The management team at Sologenic comes with many years of not only rare disease development experience, but experience building and growing startup biotech companies. A number of these individuals, like my chief medical officer, for example, I've taken with me from previous companies where we've had success, and are focused on doing it again here to hopefully make Sologenic successful. As with any potential success, it must not only include an experienced management team, but good technology and pipeline first and foremost, as well as an experienced board of directors. I'm happy to say, I believe we adequately check off all these boxes. Plus, we've successfully put together expert medical advisory boards in each of the development areas like CTCL and Behçet's disease to assist us with guiding the clinical programs.
Now, in summary, give us the essential value proposition, please. Why should investors take an interest in Soligenix right now?
Well, I think investors should take considerable interest today for the following reasons. Soligenix is a late-stage biotech company developing and commercializing life-altering therapies in the rare diseases and area of unmet medical needs setting, with potential for significant commercial returns of approximately $2 billion in global annual sales. Soligenix has a de-risked pipeline, having demonstrated clinical success in multiple disease indications, most notably its lead program with Hybrid in cutaneous T-cell lymphoma, where it has already successfully demonstrated positive results in its first phase 3 study and is now looking to replicate those results in a second confirmatory phase 3 study set to begin later this year. And Soligenix has an experienced management team, board of directors, and scientific advisors working together to advance the company towards potential success, aided with significant non-dilutive government funding to date that has afforded us the opportunity to build out a more robust pipeline with multiple key milestone announcements and value drivers over the next 1 to 2 years, as well as the potential to pursue a number of strategic options, including but certainly not limited to partnership.
Chris, it's a very attractive story. Thank you for sharing it with us today.
Craig, my pleasure. Thank you for the time.
Now, to get more information on Soligenix, visit SNGXinfo.com. You'll see research reports, fact sheets, the latest investor presentation, and all of the latest videos that we've produced here at RedChip. It's all free, and you can even subscribe to our email alerts to stay on top of the latest news. You can also call 1-800-RedChip to speak to a specialist if you have any questions. We also have a free weekly newsletter that you can subscribe to at redchip.com, featuring emerging growth companies like Soligenix. And be sure to sign up for our weekly newsletter and learn a lot about a lot of small cap companies. And also go to our website, sign up on our events page for our webinar series. We have webinars weekly where we feature small public companies, mostly client companies. You'll hear straight from the CEO and you'll be able to ask questions after the presentation. Again, visit redchip.com and subscribe today. In addition to our newsletter, you can also order your copy of Small Stocks, Big Money, a book written by RedChip's CEO, featuring interviews with some of the biggest players in the microcap space. Get a digital copy on Amazon today for just $18. Now let's move on to our next interview today with Sharps Technology.
Hi, today we have Robert Hayes, CEO of Sharps Technology, trading on the NASDAQ under the ticker symbol STSS. Robert, thanks for coming back.
Thanks, Craig, for having me.
Now, could you start, Robert, by giving us an overview of Sharps Technology and what sets your company apart in the multi-billion-dollar syringe market?
Sure. So Sharps Technology is an innovative drug delivery company that focuses on two major platforms, smart safety syringe technology and pre-filled syringes. And part of what is setting Sharps apart in our space is that we're working to become a large producer of pre-filled copolymer syringes to support the healthcare market in the United States. So copolymer syringes are gaining interest and creating need in the market, and we want to secure our position in that market by being one of the first to have manufacturing capability here in the United States.
Now, congratulations on that recent $200 million sales agreement with Nephron Pharmaceuticals. Can you discuss what this deal entails and how it fits into Sharps's overall business strategy?
Yeah, thanks, Greg. So, great news for Sharps and our shareholders. The relationship that we have with Nephron has been developing over the last couple of years. The $200 million sales agreement is tied to the pre-filled syringe capabilities that we're going to acquire in South Carolina, and that will allow us to produce the specialized copolymer syringes for Nephron and other customers. So Nephron is a leader in their space for critical drugs on the FDA shortage list, and they plan to expand their 503B compounding capabilities and bring in this type of technology to better support the market. So we want to supply them, and then this relationship will also allow for us to create capability to support the rest of the healthcare industry. And Sharps has been working behind the scenes to build these relationships and potential contracts with other healthcare companies.
Now, you've also announced the acquisition of the Inject EZ specialty syringe manufacturing assets. Now, what are the key capabilities of this new facility, and why was this acquisition pivotal for Sharps?
So this acquisition is pivotal for Sharps. I'll start with that question because it gives us manufacturing capability here in the United States. Located in Columbia, South Carolina, it's strategically positioned near the Research Triangle in North Carolina and many of the pharmaceutical companies located on the East Coast. So we feel by acquiring this operation in South Carolina, it really positions us for all the reasons I just shared with you. Now, what makes it different, what makes it great, is the facility is fully dedicated to producing the specialized copolymer syringes, and it has capability to produce a range of sizes and leverage different types of technologies to help the market, such as silicone-free, dual chamber, sizes from a 0.5 ml all the way up to 50 ml. The facility is fully expandable to double capacity within the structure that's already there. So it really gives us an opportunity to grow quickly to support the market.
Now, going to your business model, Robert, how does Sharps make money?
The key items for Sharps is building these partnerships with what we call key or cornerstone customers like Nephron. So we have been using our relationships with a lot of the customers that we've brought to the company. Our chairman of the board, myself, and a few others have worked in this industry for a long time. We have these relationships. So the way we are going to attack the market is by forming these large partnerships with Nephron and a few others that we'll announce soon to allow us to build the foundation for our business and get our products into the market quickly. These products have high margin and high revenue capability, and so we feel we can grow quickly with these particular products, and it'll better support our overall business for the smart safety syringe technology.
The copolymer prefillable syringe market, as you well know, Robert, it's one of the fastest growing segments in the industry. What is driving the demand, and how is Sharps positioned to capitalize on the trend?
Yes, so the healthcare industry has been moving in the direction of pre-filled products in the packaging space for some time. So syringes, vials, cartridges have all moved in this direction. And the industry is growing very quickly because it gives capabilities to the pharmaceutical companies that they didn't have before with these types of products. So allowing us to bring the copolymer products forward, it gives what I call a complementary platform to the traditional glass syringes. And it allows you to solve many of the other problems that glass syringes cannot solve. So by going pre-filled, it takes all of the problems away for the healthcare companies, the pharmaceutical companies. They can get precise dosing to the customer. They don't have to worry about the healthcare provider at the point of use, drawing the medication correctly, administering the medication in correct doses. The copolymer syringes are advantageous in other ways too. The products don't crack, the products don't break, there's no particles, they're easy to manufacture. So just a lot of overall benefits for the market with the copolymer versus the glass.
Management, of course, key to the success of any company, and especially a smaller cap company. Robert, what can you tell us about some of the key players on your team?
So that's one of the strengths for Sharps, is that we brought over key members to our company to help us, everything from the commercial side with our chairman of the board, Soren Christensen, and Ben Chu. And then from an operations perspective, we have Justin Page. And Justin and I have worked together in our past on the operations side for injection molding of critical medical components and devices. And then Braden Miller, who's going to lead the product development piece. Braden and I worked together previously. He's an expert in the space for bringing new technologies forward. And then Jill Osnauer from the quality and the partnership piece with customers to help us lead the operation in South Carolina. So we're very fortunate to have a lot of the team members that we have. We have more planned to come over that I've been in touch with. So as we move forward with closing this deal, you'll see new team members being added.
Sounds amazing, Robert. Now, wind us up with the essential value proposition, Robert. Why should investors take an interest in Sharps technology right now?
Well, Sharps technology is pretty much undervalued in the market from the standpoint of what we're going to bring forward in the near term and the long-term future. We have the capability to bring products forward that are in need for the market. So we plan to attack not only the drug shortage list for generic drugs, but also the GLP-1 platforms for weight loss and diabetes treatments. You're seeing a lot of pharmaceutical companies that produce these products buying assets to do additional filling, additional manufacturing, and they're going to need different types of packaging to support these products to bring them forward. So we plan to take advantage of that high growth space, because that's not even factored into the numbers, Craig, that you shared with the audience. So we expect to have a very fast ramp up from the standpoint of the facility, even beyond Nephron, for demand for these products. So the ability to go from early revenue to what we consider to be small cap, mid cap levels over the next few years will be great for investors if they get in now.
Okay, Robert, congratulations on this great step forward for the company, and thanks for being with us.
No, thanks, Craig. Thanks for letting me share the update with the investors and with your team. Thanks.
Now, to get more information on Sharps technology, visit STSSinfo.com. You'll see research reports, fact sheets, the latest investor presentations, and all of our latest videos. It's free, and you can even subscribe to our email alert system to stay on top of all of the latest news. You can also call 1-800-RedChip to speak to a specialist if you have any questions about any of our companies. We also have a free weekly newsletter that you can subscribe to at redchip.com, featuring tons of emerging growth companies, much like Sharps technology. Be sure to sign up for our weekly newsletter and learn about a lot of small cap companies. And also go to our website, sign up on our events page for our webinar series. We have webinars every week in which we feature small public companies, mostly client companies, and you'll hear directly from the CEO, and you'll be able to ask questions after the presentation. Again, visit redchip.com and subscribe today. In addition to our newsletter, you can order Small Stocks, Big Money. This is a book written by RedChip's CEO, featuring interviews with some of the biggest players in the microcap space. Get a digital copy on Amazon today for just $18. Now, let's recap the companies featured today. First, you met the CEO of Soligenix, stock symbol SNGX on the NASDAQ. Soligenix, a late-stage biopharmaceutical company, showcases a strong portfolio with several products in advanced clinical stages, targeting a potential $2 billion in annual global sales. Notable among these is Highbright, a photodynamic therapy for cutaneous T-cell lymphoma, a rare chronic cancer which has demonstrated positive results in a phase 3 study published with JAMA Dermatology. The company is gearing up for a follow-up confirmatory phase 3 study with Highbright's market potential estimated at $250 million. Additional promising assets include SGX 302, aimed at treating psoriasis, currently in phase 2A trials with the market potential exceeding $1 billion. Also, there's SGX 203 for pediatric Crohn's disease, pending further funding for phase 3 trials. You can learn more at SNGXinfo.com. Then, you met with Sharps Technology, stock symbol STSS on the NASDAQ. Sharps Technology is an innovative medical device and pharmaceutical packaging company offering patented, best-in-class, smart safety syringe products to the healthcare industry. The company's product lines focus on providing ultra-low waste capabilities that incorporate syringe technologies that use both passive and active safety features. Sharps also offers products that are designed with specialized copolymer technology to support the prefillable syringe market segment. The company has a manufacturing facility in Hungary and is partnered with Nephron Pharmaceuticals to expand its manufacturing capacity in the US. A transformative asset acquisition of Nephron's Inject Easy facility in South Carolina. Once completed, combined with a global sales and distribution agreement with Rock & Deli operations, place Sharp's technology on a clear path for rapid growth. Learn more at www.stSsinfo.com. Don't forget to check out our stocks page. It's the biggest small cap stock portal in the industry. Every company listed on the NASDAQ or the New York Stock Exchange with the market caps of $2 billion and under. It's also categorized by industry and sector. Be sure to sign up for our weekly newsletter and learn a lot about a lot of small cap companies. And also go to our website, sign up on our events page for our webinar series. We have webinars every week in which we feature small public companies, mostly our client companies, and you'll hear directly from the CEO. You'll be able to ask questions after that. Again, if you have any questions about any of our public companies that were featured on today's show, call us at 1-800-REDCHIP or email us at info@redchip.com. In closing, remember, while small caps can provide significant gains, you must be prepared for the downside, as small caps are among the most volatile of the asset classes. Some of the companies featured on this show are RedChip client companies. So we may own stock in these companies, so please read our disclosures at redchip.com. Thank you very much for being with us today, and we'll see you next week with some new, exciting emerging growth companies.